ex-Warriors champion announced on Kings coaching staff. The former Sixth Man of the Year winner and NBA champion joins Doug Christie's first official coaching staff in Sacramento. The Sacramento Kings have had another off-season of upheaval, which seems to be the case for the last 2 decades. They fired head coach Mike Brown in December after a 13-18 start, despite leading them to their first playoff appearance in 15 years a few years before that. Interim coach Doug Christie did a good enough job to be promoted to the full-time head coach, but they've also lost a fair number of assistants, like former Golden State Warriors assistant Luke Lux, who became the head of his alma mater, Florida State, and took Kings assistant Jim Moran with him. They also fired their general manager, Monty McNair. On Tuesday, the Kings announced Doug Christie's full first official coaching staff, including Kings legend Bobby Jackson, Mike Miller, not the sharpshooter that played in the 2000s, Chris Darnell, and former Warriors champion Leandro Barbosa. Barbosa has been on the Kings staff as an assistant coach since 2022, but was still able to stick on staff after the coaching change. His playing career ended in 2020 after a few years playing overseas, and he joined the Warriors as a player-mentor coach a few months later. He adds championship experience to an organization that hasn't seen much success, having won a championship as a player in 2015, averaging about 15 MPG as a Warrior reserve. He then won a title as a coach, again with the Warriors, in 2022 before leaving for Sacramento. Barbosa also won the NBA's Sixth Man of the Year award in 2007 as a member of the 7 seconds or less Phoenix Suns. Kings announced full new-look coaching staff. The Sacramento Kings announced the full coaching staff under first-year head coach Doug Christie. The Sacramento Kings have officially announced their full coaching staff for the upcoming 2025 to 2026 season. In a summer sure to be full of changes, the organization has now solidified the front office under new general manager Scott Perry, as well as the coaching staff under new head coach Doug Christie. Shortly thereafter, the Kings announced the agreement had been made to bring in Mike Woodson as Christie's associate head coach. Woodson brings with him NBA head coaching experience, having previously served in that role with both the Atlanta Hawks and New York Knicks. Woodson also played 11 seasons in the NBA, including 4 seasons with the Kansas City Kings and 1 with Sacramento. Leandro Barbosa returns for his 4th season on the Kings bench and is the lone returning assistant coach from what was Mike Brown's staff last season. Barbosa played 15 seasons in the NBA before beginning his coaching career as a player-mentor coach for the Golden State Warriors. The former NBA champion and NBA Sixth Man of the Year joined the Kings coaching staff prior to the 2022 to 2023 season. Kings fans will be very familiar with Bobby Jackson, of course. Jackson played for the Kings for 6 seasons from 2000 to 2005 and again in 2008 to 2009. In addition to being a fan favorite during his playing days in Sacramento, Jackson has twice been an assistant coach with the Kings. He first served in the role between 2011 and 2013, and again between 2021 and 2023. Jackson was also head coach of the Stockton Kings during his second stint with the franchise. Sacramento announced at the end of May that they had also hired Chris Darnell, Mike Miller and Paul Jesperson to round out the coaching staff. Darnell comes to Sacramento with previous assistant coaching and player development experience with several organizations. Darnell also served as the head coach of the NBA G League's Canton Charge. Mike Miller was the interim head coach for the New York Knicks in the 2019 to 2020 season and brings with him a wealth of experience gained during his career spanning 3 decades, both at the collegiate and professional level. Paul Jesperson joins the Kings as head of player development, having most recently served as an assistant coach with the G League's Valley Suns. Joining Christie on the bench this season will be associate head coach Mike Woodson, along with assistant coaches Bobby Jackson, Mike Miller, Chris Darnell, and Leandro Barboza. Rounding out the staff will be Depeche Mystery, Paul Jesperson, Jimmy Alapag, and Garius Adams. The scouting team will consist of Will Scott, Shandon Goldman, and Steph Ingo. Sacramento Kings announce full coaching staff for 2025 to 26 season. With the Oklahoma City Thunder's championship parade marking the end of the 2024 to 25 NBA season, teams are already maneuvering their rosters for next season. The 2025 NBA draft being one day away adds to that, obviously, as teams look to trade away siege for picks ahead of their selection. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I hope you are well. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Off-seasons also often Christie coached the Kings to a 27-24 record in 51 games as interim head coach this past season. Having gained the support of the players in the locker room during that time, Sacramento removed the interim tag and made Christie the head coach shortly after the season ended. The Kings signed Christie to a multi-year deal to lead the team. With coaching changes, especially when a new head coach is being hired, some faces remain alongside Doug Christie from his interim stint last year, but plenty of new faces will contribute. On Tuesday, Sacramento announced their full coaching staff. The following is via Kings PR press release. In addition to associate head coach Mike Woodson, the team named Bobby Jackson, Mike Miller, Chris Darnell, and Leandro Barboza as assistant coaches. Depeche Mystery has been elevated to assistant coach player development, while Paul Jesperson will be head of player development. Additionally, Jimmy Alapag and Garius Adams will be player development coaches. Will Scott will serve as a coaching assistant advanced scout, Shandon Goldman as head video coordinator, and Steph Ingo as assistant video coordinator. I'm excited for the opportunity to work alongside such a talented and experienced coaching staff, a group that truly reflects our values and the culture we're building, said head coach Doug Christie. Their passion and leadership will shape not just how we play, but who we become as a team. I'm looking forward to the season ahead. Woodson, lead assistant, spent the last 4 seasons as head coach of men's basketball at Indiana. Jackson rejoins the Kings after 2 seasons with the 76 ERs. Miller is an experienced coach with over 3 decades of experience, most recently as the Washington Wizards assistant coach since 2021. Darnell is coming off being the head coach of the Cleveland Charge, the Cavaliers G League affiliate. Barboza remains the familiar face, joining the Kings organization 3 years ago and having developed a strong relationship with Christie since that point. KCRA's Sean Cunningham also announced that Depeche Mystery will be head coach of the Sacramento Kings Summer League team, which will not be participating in the California Classic. Mystery, entering his 3rd season with Sacramento, will have an elevated role during the regular season too, as noted in the release. It's an experienced staff for Christie, who is heading into his first full season as the head coach of an NBA roster. More Sacramento Kings coverage on Sacktown Sports. The NBA trade season started before the postseason's conclusion, with Kevin Durant traded to Houston on the morning of Sunday's Game 7 showdown. Oklahoma City has been crowned champions, and now all attention shifts to Wednesday's NBA draft. While a few Thunder players might be busy recovering from a parade, new faces will find their first NBA homes. Cooper Flagg is expected to go first to Dallas, with Dylan Harper widely projected next up to join Victor Wembanyama and Aaron Fox on the Spurs. The 3rd pick, owned by the 76 ERs, is where most expect the trades to begin. On the Sacramento Kings side, under new general manager Scott Perry, they've not been shy about pursuing a point guard. Also, plenty of reports have stated their interest in trading in the 1st round. The same sentiment was echoed recently by Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype, but he added a few names Perry is reportedly exploring the value of. Although the Sacramento Kings do not own a 1st-round pick, they are in the process of preparing for June 25th, 26th, 2025 NBA Draft. Sacramento's first-round pick was finally conveyed to Atlanta in what was the final ripple effect from the 2022 off-season trade that brought Kevin Huerter to the Kings. While they won't select in the first round, Sacramento owns the 42nd pick in the draft, meaning they will select at least one player on day 2, June 26th, of the draft. Be sure to keep up on all Kings off-season news right here on Sacktown Sports, 11:40, with live on-air coverage every Monday, Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. PT.